This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. It is 3:13 in the morning and I am joined by the new European, British and still Commonwealth Cruiserweight champion Chris Billam-Smith following his win over Tommy McCarthy at Fight Camp. Chris, first and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
So, what did you make of your performance? A very competitive fight against Tommy McCarthy.
Yeah, I felt comfortable in there. Felt I was dictating the pace. Felt I was jabbing well. Caught me with a few good shots, but yeah, I felt comfortable in there. Not my best performance, but I can box better. But he was nifty. He was, you know, avoiding a lot of shots and a lot more elusive than I expected, to be fair. So fair play to him.
You mentioned it not being your best performance. Why would you say that? What do you mean?
I was just loading up too much. I hurt him early in the first, and then I'm gung-ho fighter when I hurt someone, which then got me caught with a good right hand. But yeah, it was. I was looking for one shot too much. I need to lay out my shots a bit better. But you know, I was pleased, you know, with the performance in a way. But I know I'm a lot better than that.
You mentioned he hurt you in the first round and caught you with a good shot in the first round. Were you hurt? How badly hurt were you in the first round?
It buzzed me, but I was with it, if that makes sense. I was, you know, you get hit with a shot and buzzed me, but I was with it. I knew what I was doing. I was getting my head in the right position after and trying to get my feet back underneath because I was sort of leaning in, so I was a bit off balance as well when he caught me. So, but you know, I was with it. I wasn't, you know, gone and holding on for dear life or anything like that.
Seemed to me like you were able to sort of physically impose yourself in those middle rounds. Were you surprised that you weren't able to break him down and get the stoppage? Yeah, but it was quite hard to, like, obviously I've got good body shots, but it was hard to land them. I wasn't giving myself enough room. But, you know, I got towards the end, I started landing some good right hooks to the body, but should have probably put the left hook on the end of it and stuff like that. But, no, you know, like I said, Tommy was good defensively at tucking up and catching shots to the body and all those sort of things as well. Close fight, as seen on the scorecards, obviously with a split decision. Only 1 point separated you on 2 cards. Did you feel that you'd done enough? Like when the final bell went, you felt like the fight was yours?
Absolutely, yeah. I was, you know, the last 2 rounds, I was thinking, you know, I could, if I win one of these, I've won. I know I've won the fight by a long way. And then I went back to the corner after, and I was like, why? I was like, oh, expect them to be like, yeah, you've done that, like blah blah blah. And then Pritchard was like, oh, it's quite close to it. I was like, well, what have you got it? And he's like, I've got you 2 rounds up, but I've been harsh, which he always is. And I was like, okay. I was like, there's no way you won 7 rounds, not a chance. And yeah, so I was a little bit worried then. They were like, and then the scorecard's taking a little bit of time, and I was getting a bit worried. And I was like, Jesus, please, they cannot rob me here. But no, I think online a lot of people, I heard that there was some slightly biased commentary towards Tommy. Apparently, I haven't heard it, so that's, you know, don't hold me to that. But and then a lot of people were influenced by the commentary. But no, I felt, you know, on the night everyone thought I'd won it. Everyone who was there thought I'd won the fight.
It was a close, competitive fight. After the fight, Tommy and his team have spoken about the potential for a rematch. Would you be interested in a rematch? Yeah,
rematch if it makes sense for me. But it's got to be in Bournemouth. I want my next fight in Bournemouth. So yeah, it can happen. A rematch can happen.
You mentioned that. It's kind of what I was going to come on to anyway. Taking a show back down to Bournemouth. I know it could have happened if it wasn't for the pandemic last year. That's got to be the goal now for you to take a big show down to Bournemouth. Absolutely,
it would mean so much to me, and I've been on the road. You know, I boxed Riatpur in London, and it was a big opportunity for me. I'm obviously grateful for all these opportunities, but I went and boxed Glover in Liverpool, and then obviously haven't been home. Mainly because there's been no fans either, so I had obviously Dusan and Nathan Frawley at Fight Camp last year. So I've had, you know, I feel like I paid my dues. I've taken every fight, you know, that's been offered to me. A few fights have fallen through, but I feel like now I've got 3 belts that I can. That's the least I can demand is a home show.
You mentioned boxing behind closed doors against Nathan Fawley and Vasil Dukar. Fans back tonight, admittedly not an awful lot of fans, but they seem to be making quite a fair bit of noise when you boxed Tommy McCarthy. It must have been good to perform with fans back again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was a massive group up from Bournemouth. I had my family there and friends there, and yeah, it was amazing to have fans. That's why I started the sport, is for the atmosphere. Went to an amateur show, watched my mate box, and the atmosphere was electric. I was like, I've got to experience that. So to experience it at fight camp with fans was special. But I'd love to have one back home with a few thousand fans in your hometown. That'd be unbelievable.
Now, this fight, obviously, over the last few weeks has kind of, well, first and foremost, it had a lot of intrigue from boxing fans, and then been a bit of back and forth between the camps. Been quite a prickly build-up. Obviously, old stablemate Carl Frampton came in to watch you have your hands wrapped today. Was that awkward at all? Have any bearing on you before the fight?
No, I feel like all the mind games really. Obviously, I sent that tweet out, and they were trying to play mind games, but it didn't affect me. I feel like if any of the whole, rivalry of the McGuigans and their stable, whatever, it was between them, but it didn't affect me at all. Shane didn't let it affect himself for my sake. Even they had a few conversations, but it was never going to affect Shane's professionalism. He's professional as always and proves what he always does. We watched the Matty Askin Tommy McCarthy fight earlier, and we knew what shots were going to work and what shots worked in the fight, and we used those. So yeah, but none of that affected me. I feel like I was cool, calm and collected throughout, and that's how I always am. And I felt really calm going into the ring today.
Despite all of that, it was nice to see you embrace at the final bell, and of course Tommy also came into the dressing room afterwards. It's what boxing's all about, isn't it? Absolutely.
It's the first thing he said when the final bell went. We embraced. And he said, "Look, all that, like, it's just." He goes, "You seem like a nice kid." I was like, "Mate, I know how it works. Like, it's the business." So yeah, it's nice to have that respect for someone, especially after you share 12 rounds with someone, 12 grueling rounds. So yeah, it's nice.
First time you've done a 12-round distance as well. How did you feel?
Yeah, good, fine. Felt fit. Apparently I was. I don't know what the exact words were. I was gassed or something, according to Frampton. So I turned around to him and told him that I'm not. And then he insisted I was. But no, I was good. I wasn't as gassed as I felt Tommy was. So yeah, I felt fit in there, and it was nice to get 12 rounds.
You don't have the European title as well. I know you gave that back to Tommy. I'm sure you'd like to get your European title through soon. Why did you do that? Obviously, we don't often see that.
It's the right thing to do, isn't it? It's just the right thing to do. He's won that belt. It's not like it's a British where you have to defend it a certain amount of times or anything like that. It's a belt that he won against Bilal Lagoon and defended, so he deserves to keep his belt, and I'll be sending all sorts of emails to Matchroom getting him to send my one. So I'm lacking a belt for a few pictures, but I'm still, in writing, I'm European champion.
You are missing one belt, but you do have the British title, the Commonwealth title, and of course you are European champion. What does it mean to you? We've kind of touched on this over the years, really, of me covering your career. With all due respect, the expectation wasn't necessarily that you would ever reach this level. What does it mean to you to know that you have done that, and by all accounts, you're not quite finished yet?
Yeah, it's always strange, because once you achieve something, you want to achieve another thing, and that's how been my whole career. I went into the novices and won them, and I was like, okay, I'll try the ABAs. I got on a GB assessment. I was like, okay, I'll try and get on GB. Wasn't successful. I was like, I'll turn pro. And then that's just how it works. You just keep setting the goals and just keep looking for bigger things in life. I think that's all I can say really with that. But yeah, it's nice to be Shane's first British champion. That's a real honour.
Well done.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
See you later.
Yeah, take care. So yeah, it's lovely to be Shane's first British champion. We're really good friends. It was Josh Pritchard's birthday today, so the stars all aligned, and it was a really good night, and I'm buzzing.
Okay, well, it's getting on a little bit, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm sure I'll catch up with you soon. Congratulations, Chris. As I mentioned there, you know, British, Commonwealth, European champion. I know you've worked incredibly hard over the years to make this your dream a reality. Congratulations. Thanks as always for speaking to Boxing Social. I'm sure I'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it, mate, as always.